Good evening, everyone. Let me say that again. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I am not a politician. I am an educator. I'm actually at Northern Caribbean University. And of such, when I heard the mayors trying to figure out who is the greatest, who is the great, I thought to myself, as an educator, we do not try to single out our students based on falsehood. We actually do give them their accolades if they do deserve it. And I'm thinking that our minister is unsurpassed. He's unparalleled. He's eminent. He's outstanding. He's stellar. So we don't need to be contemplating as to whether or not he is the greatest. We simply have his work speak for him. And so, Mr. Minister, our ED, highly respected, he's the voice of our organization, quite energetic, Mr. ED. And I'm seeing our young and also very energetic ROM, Mr. Muir. I'm seeing other managers and supervisors. And I'm seeing the rest of us who are family members of the SPM WM Limited. Good evening. First, let me apologize for our chairman's absence. You were told already that he's unavoidably late. Thank you. And as this is indeed an auspicious occasion, when I walked through the door, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought we were really at Pegasus or somewhere. Just the very way the place has been transformed. I must say congratulations to the team from the office who have put this together. On behalf of the chairman and other members of the board, we really want to celebrate with you and to recognize you today. In the society and the times in which we're living, working anywhere for more than 5 years is an achievement. So to have persons here who've been here for over 15 years, that is indeed something for us to be proud of and something for us to recognize. Knowing the organization in which we are serving, knowing the lack of resources with which we are faced, having persons persist, having persons do an excellent job, because you do know that the SPM of all the regions, I must say, is simply outstanding. At the board level, we constantly recognize, if I may say, Mr. ED, the work that is coming out of SPM, because you're really just a cut above the rest. And I'm very pleased to report that. It says much about an organization, a company that gives its time to recognize the work of its employees. Not many organizations have been doing that and have been able to do that and to do that well. So I want to say thank you again. But before I go, I must state that June 2 through 8 this year will be celebrated as Environmental Awareness Week. On June 6th, all roads will lead to our region, because it's within our region that we are celebrating Solid Waste Day, and we're focusing on composting. We know that we need to get more of our waste out of our landfill. So we have to find ways and means of having our citizens recognize the environmental and the health impact of composting. Thank you, Mayor Miraj. I heard you mention that. And as a board, we definitely will be pushing that this year. As a board, we're also committed to establishing and accomplishing our objectives. And as you all know, Jamaica's beauty is our duty. To ensure that that happens as a board, We are thinking, we are working assiduously to ensure better and improved oversight and monitoring, better operational management and risk management. So we'll hopefully be hearing of less fires, we're doing more spreading and these sorts of things. We know that trucks are coming and that this region, Mr. ED, will be getting more trucks. Effective decision making is important for us. Building trust and confidence through transparency is important for us. Enhancing the reputation. I heard Ms. Guthrie say that garbage is not sexy. Garbage can be sexy. If we enhance our reputation and enhance what it is that we do with great panache and flair, then believe me, persons will recognize all the work that you're doing to make Jamaica the place that it is today. And we know we cannot achieve any of this without you. You are therefore the heartbeat of all that we do for solid waste management. And for that, we say thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you, Dr. Sharp. A little adjustment to your program. We will ask the Executive Director of the NSWMA to bring remarks. Long before we had Action Ann, we had Audley Action Gordon. So I am not sure why he did not copyright it, but our Executive Director is a man of action, right? Come on, man, answer the better than that, people. All right, over now to Mr. Gordon.
Thank you very much, Shawna. Acknowledging, I heard the educator did a very apt description of the minister, and I wouldn't want to spoil that. So acknowledging hardworking Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie, Mayor of Mapen, my friend, Sir Winston Maraj, Mayor of Black River, Sir Sangster, and I know that the preacher who quote about 4 scriptures, or Mayor of Mandeville, that he is to return soon. Members of the Board of Directors of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, members of the administrative arm of the National Solid Waste Management Authority. All our regional managers are here, and general members of staff. I've never, Minister, seen one function put on by any region that attracts so much members of staff from the head office. I am tempted to believe that it's the music they heard about. And speaking of which, you know my love for music. And sitting beside one of the greatest collectors of music in the Western Hemisphere, our minister. And that's not a statement to hype him. That's not a statement because I need any extra allocation for the NSWMA. That's a statement of fact. I have been to his house several times and I've watched his collection grow and grow to the extent that I wonder if he's gonna evict any of the family members to pack records, and he deal with vinyl. So he's research and collect music from decades back. So sitting beside him was a high privilege to listen to live music, and people my age we were fed back in the days on live music, where you listen music and you hear people play instruments and you build a vibe and you go home and carry on after. Wise Minister Floyd Green, who came about in the era of the computer. That's a welcome, Minister Floyd Green. Very hard-working Minister of Agriculture, your industry and commerce and agriculture and all that. But it was wonderful to sit there and hear live music, morning dance being played, wonderful world. Some of you didn't even know that wonderful world was being played. And it was dedicated to our retirees and our celebrants here this evening. We're jamming, another big tune that was played. 100 Ways, No Woman, No Cry, Book of Rule, It's So Nice, It's Me Again, Just Stay With You. I sat there and I said, this is a good place. We are in a good place. So SPM must take some credit for hosting a great event. Why this is a great event? You could say it's the music, but that's a small part of what makes this event great. This is a great event because the leadership of SPM, big up Edward Muir, have decided, like that one man out of 10 in the Bible, when Jesus did a massive healing, he healed 10 people. And only one came back to say thanks. And SPM has not only paused this evening, but have invited all of we to come join them in saying thanks to some most deserved staff and former staff. So we big up Nerika, Candice, and all the people who play lead role. Now, I'm not going to get into trouble because you're going to hear say I didn't call some names. I am, as executive director, using the privilege to big up the people who I heard play lead roles. So if there's anybody else who play a lead role, tell me. Eddie? No. So it's only 3 people play a lead role. You don't want them killing me because. But seriously now, we big up the SPM team for a job well done. We are not going to dwell on the little glitches. We are looking at a half-full glass. And we call this a good event, and it's a good place to be in, with good music, good food, good people. One's life is measured more by its contribution than its duration. And for the dedication shown by the retirees and the celebrants this evening, we can say that the decision to honor you is a good decision, because you have dedicated yourself to serve in an environment which is not exactly nice. We know this thoroughly. And you hear me call it, I didn't say salary, I said thoroughly. I know the challenges. I know the things you face on a daily basis. But you not only show up for work, you show up and work. I hear somebody say, look like him going to talk long. No, I don't plan to talk long, but I'm talking till the minister get a good atmosphere. Too much knife and fork still licking up. And so on. As soon as I hear the place quiet, don't stop talking. So you can determine when I stop talking. It is And I know Floyd Green is here, and it will be really unfair when we push in composting, Dr. Sharp, to have the minister from the agricultural ministry here and don't allow him. I know the minister won't feel no way if we give him one bite of it, minister. Yes, minister? Our minister agree that he will get one bite of it for 5 minutes. So I won't use up all the time. I'll give our minister at least a bite of it. We welcome ministers around this part, so we treat them well. But I also want to say how happy I am to be leading such a fine team at the NSWMA in general and the SPM in particular. Our organization have taken its fair share of battering publicly. But we have begun to do some new things, Minister. We have changed already the corporate culture of the organization, and we are now in full adherence to the corporate governance framework. As a matter of fact, it must be recorded here this evening that we are working to try and win the Corporate Governance Award for 2019. Now, one of the things that will make that possible is the fact that we have been able to, with the help of all the regions and our head office, to file our audited statements. Our current audit for 18-19 is on track to be delivered on time. And when that is done, Minister, it will be the first time in the history of the organization that the audit is filed on time by the NSWMA. We big up the staff of the NSWMA and the work that they are doing. So, brick by brick, we are building a good organization that will correct some of the negative perception that was out there, but more will be the place where people want to work. We want the NSWMA to be the envy of other agencies. We have the staff complement to do it. We have the will. We have good leadership from our board of directors, and we will get it done. Minister, colleagues, staff, well-wishers, this year, by the 1st of June, all our sidemen and drivers across Jamaica will be in uniform. So look out for them. And if at the 1st of June, you stay there, laugh. Yesterday in a meeting, Monday, in a meeting I was assured by my corporate service director, Ms. Johnson, please stand up so that people know who to kill. Yes, that by the 1st of June, all our sidemen, and we call them first responders, we call them sanitation workers, they will all be decked in their uniform, and that include cap, boots, and their pants and shirt, or their overall. Our drivers already, some of them already received the uniform, but they mark that date down because part of what we are doing is to change the way people see us. Our deportment will play a part in that. How we appear, the service delivery is not just about taking up the garbage. It's also about our mannerism. It's also about our deportment. It's also about how we treat the rubbish bin when we empty it. We don't just fling it. We put it back down because we are doing things differently. So, I ask all here to feel good about themselves. We are in a good place. We are in a good trajectory. We are going to a good place. Keep going. Keep going. I now invite Mr. Floyd Green for 2 minutes.
Thank you very much to our ED, Mr. Audley Gordon. Minister of Local Government, Minister Desmond McKenzie. I see a number of mayors are here. Mayors, always a pleasure. councillors, specially invited guests, honorees. Of course, Mr. Edward Muir, who is the regional director for the SPM. I said the honorees already, but they are the most important people, so I should say them twice. Give the honorees a big round of applause. Friends and well-wishers, I'm very, very happy to be here at this, the first ever SPM Waste Management Limited Long Service and Retirees Banquet. It is long overdue. I want to give the entire SPM team and Eddie Murat in charge for conceptualizing and having this event. Give them a big, big round of applause for this. You know, working in any establishment for any period of time, over 5 years, 10 years, I've heard there are people here who are being honored who have worked 15 years and beyond. Working in any establishment for that period of time deserves commendation. It's especially true when you work in what is often a difficult area of waste management. The reality is that waste management is one of the areas that people are quicker to complain than they are to say thank you. So the garbage that get collected, and you can't hear your ears. As a member of parliament, I always find it very different. You know, people call you all the time to say, MP, we don't see the truck. But when the truck come, they never yet call to say, MP, the truck come. Not true? Yeah, man. You know, it is one of the areas that people complain, but they don't even turn around to say thank you. This function is saying thank you. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your dedication. And I want to specifically say on behalf of the part of the region that I represent, St. Elizabeth Southwestern, that I am truly grateful for all you do. Oftentimes, when I'm going in late at night, I see the trucks are gone and people are out so that when we come out in the mornings, the place looks better. So I am very, very grateful for the work that you do. And I must say, I have seen over the last 3 years that I have been MP, significant improvement in the collection. To be honest, when I just started, it's true. I'm telling you, when I just started, I used to get calls weekly, daily, with complaints. Now it is very, very rare. And once the call comes in, I know that something must be wrong, in that it must be that a truck has gone down and needs some fixing. And that is not by chance, to be honest. I want to really commend the minister for really putting his money where his mouth is and ensuring that you don't only talk about waste collection, but you give the resources. As far as I know, this region has gotten 10 trucks over the time that Minister Mackenzie has been the Minister of Local Government. Give him a big round of applause for that. But, you know, outside of the trucks, what I like, and what I have seen that I really like, is that the SPM is taking a more community-based approach. So you have been active in Labor Day projects. You went to Border. You did a wonderful project. And you know, Border is the place that sells some of the best fried fish. And they complain bitterly about waste disposal. They got a skip, but not only that. They did a mural so that when the tourists stop, what used to be a garbage area now becomes a tourist attraction site. Because you can go and take a picture and send it back all over the world. And we have seen a number of those projects. We got one in Fullerswood, one in Great Bay. And I want to commend the SPM. I want to see you do more of those programs where you work with the communities, develop areas that they can containerize and bring their garbage to, and that will help us with the collection. Two more things. Since you have done so well, Minister and Sir God, it is not time for you to stop. Forward ever. I hear that if we get 8 more trucks in this region, we could have daily collections from most of the major areas. So, Minister Mackenzie, you are a friend of this region, and you know we put in the work. So, let me know when is the next handover so I can be there of trucks. But, I want to close on a bigger issue. Oftentimes when we speak about waste collection, we talk a lot about the Solid Waste Agency and SPM and the NSWMA. As a country, we have to do better. As a people, we have to take more pride in our country. To be honest, some of the practices that I see, it really turns all parts of you. And I believe we must start a program where we name and shame those who continue to throw the garbage on the roads daily. People often use social media for all sorts of things. I would love to see on social media pictures of those cars out of which the box lunch is coming, the box juice is coming. We should start posting and sharing those. I read something today on social media, and I'm not encouraging this per se, but I read today that somebody was traveling behind a taxi man and saw a lady throw out 2 box lunch out of the window. And they were driving behind the taxi. They saw the box lunch come out. Then they saw the taxi pull over. And they stopped behind and they heard the taxi man telling the lady to go back, go pick up the 2 lunch them. And apparently the lady never agreed. And they said the next thing they see, the woman out of the car and the car drive off. No, I am not saying that must be the approach. But we have to take a stand. It cannot continue like this. Our island is our best asset. And all of us jobs would be easier if people were putting their rubbish in receptacles and where they should go and not litter in Jamaica. We're too beautiful a country to be plagued with so much rubbish. So I thank you for all you do, and I urge the nation on a whole to take more pride in our country and in our communities and keep Jamaica cleaner. God bless you, everybody.
And similar to Minister Green, we heard some rumors, some things happened in SPM yesterday, Mr. Muir, with Candice and Althea. You don't remember? Let me remind you. Well, we heard that yesterday Candice said, I'm not feeling well, I want to go home early. Althea said, then how that going to happen now today? Candice said, I'll soon show you. So Candice immediately went on to the decks and started dancing. Then she hung from the ceiling. Then Mr. Moore came around and said, hold on, Candice, I get mad. You know what? Let me send her home. Go on home. Same time, Althea said, you know what? Grab her bag and go home. Mr. Moore said, then where you going? But me can't work without the light. You see the light I go away? Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite Candice to do the introduction of the minister.